Ria Formosa Natural Park stretches across 60 kilometers of the coast of the Algarve. It consists of 5 barrier islands, 2 peninsulas, and almost 18,000 hectares of protected marshland. It's a haven for migratory birds and all kinds of fish and wildlife. Plus, it's home to some of the Algarve's most beautiful beaches. Let's check it out. Although there are barrier beaches along the whole coast of the Ria Formosa Natural Park, one of the most beautiful and historic is Barril Beach, just outside Tavira. You can walk out using the footbridge and a nature path, or you can relax and take the train. Originally, the train was used to haul big tuna back from the beach to the processing plant. Now it's used to ferry tourists back and forth. The tuna fishing industry thrived here on the barrier islands of the Ria Formosa area from about the mid-1800s to the mid-1960s, when all of a sudden the migratory route of the Atlantic bluefin tuna changed. It used to run right along the Algarve coast on its way to and from the Mediterranean. But when that route changed and the number of fish diminished, that spelt the end of the tuna fishing industry here in the Algarve. Tuna fishing has a long history here, beginning with the Phoenicians, who created a technique called the Almadraba. It's a way to herd the migrating tuna into a barrier of nets strung between boats and anchored to the ocean floor. Today, the buildings that stored the nets and the anchors are used to store beach chairs and windsurfers. As late as the 1960s, the fishery was still active. All that remains from the Almadraba are the hundreds of anchors arranged in the dunes that they call the anchor cemetery. Even in the off-season, Barril Beach gets a lot of visitors. And has several eateries, the best of which is the old Tuna Museum restaurant. The food is superb. And while you're waiting, you can take in a series of exhibits and historic photographs. However, it's the image of the anchor cemetery that really sticks with me. Fortunately, the other small boat fisheries continue to thrive in the Algarve, and there's no better place to get a look at the action than in one of the small villages, like Fuseta, that sit between the larger towns in the Ria Formosa area. In addition to the fishing activity, there's some aquaculture going on. And these guys are getting ready to seed some oyster beds out in the channels. One boat goes out with cages full of oyster seedlings. A little later, a different boat goes out to collect cages from a different location. Fishing is pretty much non-stop work, and fishermen are highly esteemed in these parts. But you know what they say about all work and no play. So on Sunday afternoons, you can see a lot of the same guys from the boats playing pétanque in another nearby village, Santa Luzia. And I don't know if it was my imagination or the strong association of this game with another place, but I could have sworn that during the games they were speaking French to one another. You can get a ferry to one of the barrier islands of the Ria Formosa from just about any town marked in red on this map. Since we were based in Tavira and our apartment was less than a block from the ferry pier, this was our go-to way of getting in some midwinter beach time. The boat takes you up the Rio Gilao. Past some salt flats popular with hikers and flamingos, and past another old tuna factory that has been converted into a conference center. Once on the island, there are endless stretches of sand to explore, shells to collect, and some really unusual bird sightings. All in all, it was another extremely pleasant day in the amazing Ria Formosa Natural Park.